Okay, so good day everyone. So my name is Marijon Igot, a student from AMA University Online Education. So this presentation is intended for our course project in ITE6102 Computer Programming 1. So today I'll be discussing 3 topics, which includes number 1 is the loops or through the loops. Number 2 is the dimensions of data types and the introductions to functions or procedures. Okay, so before we proceed, let's have these important questions first. What is loops or looping? What is the importance of looping? And why is it important to learn looping? Hopefully, we will be able to answer all these questions as we go along with our discussions. This will serve as our guidelines in order to attain our goal, which is to understand and learn the topics given. So looping in C++. What is looping? So looping means to repeat a series of statements based on the provided condition. So in programming, in computer programming, sometimes there is a need to perform some operation more than once, or let's say a number of times. So loops come into use when we need to repeatedly execute a block of statements. So before going further, I'm going to demonstrate first the difference between using a loop and not using a loop. So in this way, we can get an idea about the importance of learning a loops. So we have here a sample task. So print, hi, my name is Marie 10 times. Number 2 is print, hi, my name is Marie June 20 times. And the third one is print, hi, my name is Marie June Igot 100 times. So come on, let's try to do this. So first, I'm going to demonstrate the manual method. So this is how we do it. Let's see. My name is Marie. So 10 times. So we have to copy this one. So, and then we're going to paste. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now we're going to run the program. Let's save first. So we will debug. Where is it? This one. So hi, my name is Marie 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So let's change this terminal. So again, we will print. Let's try again. Okay, so this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hi, my name is Marie. Okay, so we've got the first method, which is the manual. Now let's proceed with the looping methods. Okay. So this is how I do it. We use the for loop. And I is equals to 1. Then I is less than or equal to we're going to print it 20 times. So 20, and then we will increment the I. Okay, then this is the body. C out. Hi, my name is Mary June. Oops. I love this one. Okay, hi, my name is Mary June. And then okay, so let's try this one. So let's save it first. Then we'll use a new terminal. Okay. So see, we have printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So what about we're going to print it 100 times? So it's very easy. Just change this one here into 100. So, and then let's save it first. Then we're going to debug. See? So we have printed a lot of hi, my name is, oh, that's not my name, that's Mo name. Okay, let's check it first. Okay, this is my name. And then new terminal. Okay, let's debug it again. See? Like that. 100. Hi, my name is Mary June. So we got it. Okay. So as you see, the looping is very it's very easy to do, and it is not time consuming than the manual method. Okay. So that's it. So moving on, we will discuss about the four phases of looping statements. So number 1 is the initialization. Number 2 is the condition, the body, and the increment or decrement. So we will discuss this four one by one. So what is initialization? So initialization is the phase in looping statements where a variable called counter is set an initial value. So the counter manages the flow of the loop. Usually, each iteration relies on the value of the counter. Okay, so we have an example here. So in this example, we initialize or declare an integer x and assign a value of 1. This one. So this is what we call an initialization. Okay? So we also have the condition. So what is condition? So condition is the phase in looping statement where an expression is evaluated which dictates whether the loop should stop or continue. So the counter is usually the basis of this phase. However, that is not always the case. So the condition always occurs within the parentheses of the loop. Okay? So I have here an example of a condition. So this one. So x is lesser than or equal to 5. So if this condition in a given statement is true, then the program will continue and execute the body. But if this condition is false, then the program will stop. We can understand it better later on when we discuss it with a complete code in a function. Okay? So this is an example of a condition. So let's move on to the body. So the body is the phase in looping statements where the statements inside the loop are executed. So in this example here, the body is found inside the bracket right after the parameter here. See? So this is usually the place where we call out to execute the code. Okay, this one here. Okay, so the increment or the decrement. So what is increment or decrement? Increment or decrement is a phase in the looping statement is where the counter is incremented or decremented. So what is incremented or increment? So increment is added by a certain constant. And the decrement means a variable is subtracted by a certain constant. So example. In this given example, x plus plus, or we also read this one like x is equal plus 1. Okay? So this is what we call the increment. This means that we increment or increase the value of x by 1. See? See this one? So we increase the value of x by 1. So that's what we call the increment or the incrementation. Okay, so the x minus minus or x is equals to minus 1. So this is the decrement. So this also means that we decrement or decrease the value of x by 1. See? Okay, so now let's proceed with looping statements. So I think there are 3. So number 1 is for loop, and the second one is while loop, and the do while loop. Okay? So what is for loop? So for loop is the looping statement in C++ where the initialization, condition, and increment or decrement phases occur within the parentheses of the statement. So a for loop is a repetition control structure that allows us to write a loop that is executed a specific number of times. So the loop enables us to perform a number of steps together in one line. So example of for loop. So this is the syntax here. So for And then here is the initialization expression. So this written here. And the next is the test expression. And the third one is the update expression. So initialization expression. So in this expression, we have to initialize the loop counter to some value. So for example, we initialize I is equals to 1. So just like that. So the test expression, we also call this is the condition. So this is the condition here. Okay? So in this expression, so this one. So this one, the test expression. So in this expression, we have to test the condition. So if the condition evaluates to true, then we will execute the body here of the loop and go to update expression. Otherwise, we will exit for a loop. So for example of the condition, example, I is less than or equal to 10. So just like that. So and then the update expression is our increment or decrement phase. Okay? So this is update expression. So after executing the loop body, this expression increments or decrement the loop variable by some value. For example, I plus plus. So as we have mentioned earlier. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed. So for example, this is our sample. So for int I is equals to 0. So this is our initialization here, expression. And I is less than n. So this is our test expression here. So our condition. And this is our increment or the update expression here. And this is the body here. Okay. So example in real code for loop. So this is it. As you can see, the initialization, the condition, and the increment are inside the parentheses of the statement. Okay? This one. So this is the initialization, this is the condition, and this is the increment, and they are inside this parenthesis here. Okay? So this is the for loop statement. So based on the condition here, 1 is lesser than or equal to 5, we can tell that when we execute this code, we will print 5 hello world. Okay, so just like this. So this is the output. Okay. So now let's proceed with the while loop. So while loop is a looping statement in C++ where the condition is evaluated right before the body is executed. So the initialization phase does not occur within the looping statement or the parentheses of the statement. So the increment or decrement happens at the end of the body. Okay? So this is the example of the while loop. See? In this example, the condition is evaluated first. See? The condition is here. So it is evaluated first before the body is executed. Okay. So the condition states that, I think I have another example here. So this is the initialization, the test expression, and the update expression. So the condition here states that I is less than 6. So the value of I, which is 1, will be decremented, will be incremented by 1 until it reaches 5. Okay, so when we execute this when we execute this body, or we execute the body, which is call out hello world, the program will print the hello world 5 times. So let's see. So this is the output. Because of the condition here that I is less than 6, so meaning it is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hello worlds. Okay. So now let's go to the do while loop. So do while loop is closely similar to a while loop. They only differ when the condition is evaluated and when the body is executed. So in a do while loops, also the loop execution is terminated on the basis of the test conditions. So the main difference between a do while loop and the while loop is that in the do while loop, the condition is tested at the end of the loop body. So we have to take a note that in a do while loop, the loop will execute at least once, irrespective to the test condition. For example, if the condition is false, it will still execute the body for only once. So one time only. Okay? So example of a do while loop. So this is it. See? So as you can see here, the condition is in the last part in the while statement. So here. See? So this is the condition. No? So the condition is in the last part. Okay, so let's take the example. So this is an example. So here we have the initialization expression here. The end I is equals to 2. And the do body, and the loop body is here. The cout hello world. And our increment is here, I plus plus. And the last is we have the while with the test expression. So I is less than 1. So the condition here is false. See? Why? So why false? Because it is less than 1. See? Because I is less than 1, which is false. So the program will stop, but it will still execute the body, but for only one time. So therefore, if we execute this program, this will only print one hello world. Okay, it's like this. So this is the output. So false. The condition is false because I is not less than 1. Look at here. Okay. So now let's proceed with the dimensions of data types. So array. So what is array? So arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable. So instead of declaring separate variables for each value, so to declare an array, define the variable type, specify the name of the array followed by the square brackets, and specify the number of elements it should store. Okay, so we have a dimensional array. So the first is one-dimensional array. So a one-dimensional array is a group of elements having the same data types and same name. So individual elements are referred to using common name and unique index of elements. So the simplest form of an array is one-dimensional array. So the array itself is a given name and its elements are referred to by their subscripts. So for example, here. So data. So data type here, and then followed by the array name, and then the array size. Okay. So this is what it looks like. So for example, int array, and then the array size is 10. Okay. So this is one-dimensional array. Okay, so let's proceed with multi-dimensional array. So a multi-dimensional array can be termed as an array of arrays that stores homogeneous data in tabular form. So data in multi-dimensional arrays are stored in a row major order. So also, the two-dimensional array is the simplest form of a multi-dimensional array. So we have an example here. So int x, okay, with an array of 10 and 20. So this is index 1 and index 2. So in index 1 we have 10, and in index 2 we have 20. So this means that an array in int x with the index 1 of 10 and then index 2 is 20 can store the total of 10 times 20 is equals to 200 elements. Okay? So let us take a look at this table to understand better about the dimensional array. So in the first box here, it states that x is with an array of index 1 which is equal to 0 and index 2 an index 2 which is equals to 0, also 0. So 0, 0. Okay? So therefore, the first index, it indicates the row, and the second index, it indicates the column. So look at this here, 0, 3. So x, so we are now in a 0 row and the 3 column, so 0, 3, just like this one. Okay, so how about here in x in this row, in this box here? So just like the example here, no? X with an array of 3 and 2. So this statement is in the row 3 and column 2. So row 3 and column 2. This is row here and this is column here. Okay? So we are now going to go to the array initialization. So example, we have int x to the array of 3, 4 is equals to like this. So in this example, we have an array of 3 rows and 4 columns. So see, 3 rows and 4 columns with 3 groups and 4 each. Okay. So now it's time again to demonstrate what we have learned about arrays. So we will do again a sample task. So this is our task. So use two-dimensional array and print using 3 rows and 2 columns. So again, okay, we will do this. Okay, so here we go again. So the first thing we're going to do is the declaration. So we have to declare. So int x, let's say 3. So and 2 here. Okay, and then this one is equals to this one is 0. and then one here. So that this is the first, and then the other one is the 2 and 3. So next one is the 2 and 3. And next we have the 4 and the 5. So 4 and 5. Okay. Okay, so this is our declaration. So let's move. So 4 and I is equals to 0, and I is less than 3. Okay, and we have to increment the I, just like that. Okay, and then make a, let's move down. So we are going to make a bracket for another statement. So for int j, so same thing. Oops. J is equals to 0, and then j is lesser than 2. And then we also increment j, just like that. Okay, and then so again, let's make another body. Okay, and then we are going to call out. So see out, let's say element at x, then this one, and then we are going to I, then we make another this one. Okay, and the other one, so element at, lock here, we have the opening, we lock the opening. Okay, and then here the closing. Okay, and then we have to make the cap. So okay, and then do another CL for the X. And then for the J, and then for the J, then we have to end the line. Okay, let's check first. Element at X, I, then this one, the opening and the closing. I think we lock J. So I, opening,
Okay, lock J and then lock the J. Lock the J part. So this one. I think this is it. The I and the J. Okay, so let's save first. And then new terminal. So let's debug this. Let's see what we have here. So, okay, so this is our output. So element at x to the 0, 0 is 0. An element at x 0, 1 is 1. Element at x 1, 0 is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we get it. Okay. So that's how we do this. And let's move on to the next lesson.
Okay, so it's time to proceed with another topic, which is introduction to functions or procedures. Okay? So functions, so what is functions? Functions are a separate code block which performs one specific task. So this separate code block can accept inputs from the other code blocks. So a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass data known as parameters into a function. So functions are used to perform certain actions, and they are important for reusing code. So if we define code once and use it many times, so we can use the function many times. So so this is what a function looks like. See? Okay, so to understand, we can understand this one, no? As we go along with this topic. Okay, so this is a syntax of a function, no? It's a void function. So the function, and then the body is here. So the components of functions. So number one component of function is the return type. So return type is the data type which the function shall return as its final execution. So this is the return type. So the integer, so the integer type here. And we have short. This is a return type. So it is a short integer type. And this is long integer type. See? A Boolean type. A single floating point type, a double floating point type, a character type, and a void type. So this is a return type. Okay. So number two is the function name. So the function name is the alias which will be used as a reference to the function. So number three is the parameter. So we all know this in the previous discussion, the parameter. So it is the component of a function which enumerates the input values of the function. So the parameter is placed inside the parentheses of the function, right after the function name. So the body. So the body is the group of statements within the code block of the function. So we have seen so many times about the body, no? So in this diagram of a function, we have integers as a return type here. See, integers. So this is the return type, the integers. The CFG as an alias or the function name. And then we have the parameters here. So this one, which is enclosed inside a parenthesis. So this is our parameters. So we have two statements, parameters here. So which is separated by a comma. So this is the parameter name and the parameter type, so integers. This is the parameter name and this is the parameter type, integers. And then we ended up with an ending statement semicolon. See? So this is the whole function. Okay? So we will talk about the variations of functions. So number one is the void function without parameter. So number two is the void function with parameter. And the end function without parameter and the end function with parameter. So these four are the variations of functions. So again, it's time to do some sample task. Okay. So create a function and execute with an output of your name. So come on, let's try this one.
Okay, so my task is to print my name using a function. So let's do this. Okay, so we were going to use a void function. Let's say, let's name it a name. Then just like that. And then we're going to call out so my name, Marie June Eagle. So then this will end the line. Sorry, I forgot. So we have to write the function so outside the main function. So we have, so we're going to copy this and then delete. Then we're going to write the function above the main function. Okay, so that's how we do it. And then so this one. So this is our void function. And then we're going to, so inside the main function, this is where going to call the function. So name. So this is it. So let's save first. And let's see. There you go. So see, Mary John Ecott. See. So okay. So function can be called many times. So let's try it. So we're going to call it many times. So example, we're going to call it for 5 times. So name. So we're just going to copy this one. And then paste. So that's 4. And that's 5. So let's see what happened. What will happen to this one? Okay, save. And then print. Four times. Maybe it's a bug. Let's just use another terminal. Let's try to clear this one. Okay. I'll use another terminal. Then save. Then debug. 4, 5. So there you go. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Marijon Igor. Okay, so we get it. So thank you, and I think this is the last demonstration. And let's proceed.
Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and please proceed to my part 2 of this presentation to the link I provided. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Marijon Igot. So, goodbye.